Boom, how's it going? It is I, TJ, Tara Jack, and welcome to the channel that speaks and talk to anything and everything around property, real estate as we call it. And if you've never been here before, you might be trying to find out what's the fuss all about. It is about passive income. It is about real estate. We do this every day. I've got a business that's called M5 Property Addicts where we earn passive income. And sometimes we even earn what is called infinity returns. And every day, Monday to Thursday, we are here talking about this, making sure that like-minded people like you and I can continue receiving this from all of our tenants. And obviously, you can only do this if you have tenants that you've got on your property. My name is Tara Jack. Welcome to M5 Property Addicts. Boom! Yeah, that's it. That's it. It is another Monday, and like any other Mondays, I come out to you and we are talking about real estate and property. And today I decided, well, let's talk about the most frequently asked questions that the people have been asking me as and when we've been doing these sessions, right? And for some of you, you might be here for the first time. Hey, welcome aboard. If this is your first time ever, give me a high five wherever you are watching us from and tell us where you are watching us from. We enjoy getting new people onto the circle because this is the place where we actually talk about real estate, buying properties for passive income so that they can replace whatever income that you've got, whether it can be an alternative income to you, whether you own a small business, whether you're an employee, anyone can do this. I've done it. Back in the days, I used to be employed, and I've literally left my employer, and I replaced my salary, and so did all my other business partners that I run with on here at the M5 Property Addicts. But before I continue, I want to stress the fact that for everyone and anyone who was wanting to come through and invest with us at M5 Chad, we had sessions last week Tuesday and the other previous Tuesday, info sessions, and there was quite a handful of people that came in. But those were the people that actually contacted me directly or contact Rita. We had a bug in the system, and so which meant that our emailers were not able to reach everyone. And we only discovered this actually within last week. So which meant that a lot of you did register, but were not able to come in. But I also want to stress the fact that we would like to start closing. Yes, we are closing the fundraising. So we are going to be closing by the end of the month, which is in 10 days time. And I wouldn't like you to be left out. So I'd like to apologize, number one. And then number two, what we then did over the weekend, I think we started doing this on Friday. Rita and I, we sent out a replay of the session, of one of the sessions that we did. And if you're on our email, if you did register, that means that you're on our database. So you should have received that replay. Please jump on to the replay and listen to it. And if you've got any questions, you can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Rita. And we can get you on board with this investment that we've got on, which is closing literally in 10 days time. Whatever amount that we are going to be fundraising, we are going to go to work. What is it all about? It is about investing. So we're pulling all of our funds together, and thereafter we're going to buy properties, and we are going to do what is called the refinancing. Some of you might not know what that strategy is all about. And that's what the investor session is all about. So I wouldn't like you to call me and say, hey, TJ, I've got some money already. Can I jump in? No, that's not the case. Go through and listen to the investor session, please, so that you understand exactly what it is. I'm a big advocate of saying you need to invest in things that you understand. And also, over and above that, there is a criteria in which we are going to be vetting people. This is not about money alone. This is not about you bringing in your 100,000. your 500,000. If we don't gel within the application form, unfortunately, we are going to decline you. I have declined someone, and guess what? I did decline someone last week, or should I say, my partners and I, we declined someone because it's not a me conversation. Because just now you were like, "Hey, TJ, you'll be wanting to smack me in the bum there," but it's not me alone. There's a criteria in which people are coming in, and the one guy that we actually declined last week, he was up in all with me and say, "Hey, TJ, why did you decline me? I wanted to get involved." And I'm like, this is the same attitude that we're saying that we don't want to get into. When things are not working, you start being aggressive. So that's not what we want. We don't want to have on the team. But I want to answer you guys. I want to answer some of the questions that a lot of the people have been asking me. So I kind of rounded it up to 5 questions. There's 5 questions that guys have been asking around investing on the M5 chart. So today I'm just going to talk about M5 chart investment because it's closing in the next 10 days time. Do we have projects already that we have lined up? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it. Last week my team and I, we were talking about which projects actually should we jump in here, and we actually discovered we have about 8 projects that we've got in the pipeline, and if money was not an issue, all of those projects we could be closing them. But however, I still have some other business partners that I do have outside the M5 chart. So obviously, some of them are going there. But we have 5 solid projects, 5 solid projects that on the 1st of October, I am going to be speaking to those that are going to be investing with us, 5 of them. And we're busy putting up all the paperwork for the projects so that we can all understand what those projects are all about. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that anyone can invest, right? Anyone can invest. You just need to put in your application after you have watched the investor session. But what are the 5 questions that most people have been asking? So question number one. The first one was that people are asking, TJ, what is the minimum or the maximum that one can invest? Right? What is the minimum and the maximum one can invest? Right, we are starting off at a minimum of 100,000, and you can invest as much as you want. 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, it don't matter, right? 20 million, yeah, bring it on, right? Bring it on. So it doesn't matter how much, there is no maximum to this. Obviously, the more money that we've got liquid, the more we can go to work. That's it. So the minimum is 100,000. At the beginning, I had entertained a few 50,000s, but we wanted to rally a big pool number of money here. So if we're doing small increments of 50,000, we might not get there. But whatever you've got, give me a buzz and then send in your application. Tell us how much money you've got, and we'll try to entertain or we'll try to accommodate you with whatever you might have there. But it has to be within the range of 100,000 as a minimum. Question number 2 is, TJ, who will own the properties? Who will own the properties? So once we buy, who is going to own the properties? Yeah, that's a very good question. It's been a contagious question from the beginning. And we did say from the beginning of M5 chart is that we are going to co-own the properties, you and I, right? You and I, you with your missus or with your mister, and me with my business partners together. You bring in the money, we bring in the skill, we manage these, we become one big force. When we get to be one big force, we're creating our own superpower. And that superpower can get us to close many deals. So we co-own the properties, all right? Right. And the third question is, when will we start buying the properties? When will we start buying? We will start buying by the 1st of October. We are potentially going to have maybe 1 or 2 of those properties registered already this year. God willing, we've got October, November is 2 hard-working months. So I'm of the view that seeing that we are buying cash, we should be able to close those 2 properties We've got about 5 properties that we've got at hand right now that we have offer to purchases on. So we are ready to pull the trigger on the 1st of October. Once we are ready, some of them have already lined up the paperwork there so that it can line up in there nicely. Our attorneys are on board already, so the pipeline is nicely secured. So at a minimum, one of the properties that we are going to be buying, at least at a minimum, one of them is going to register this year, 2020, right? It might have been a bad year for some people, but we gotta end strong so that 2021 we can start strong as well. Noma Kanjani, we are going to register something this year. All right, that's number 3. The 4th question is, this one is coming in from a lot of people that are contributing hundreds of thousands. The guys that are contributing like 500,000-600,000, they haven't asked me this question. But jokes aside, the 4th question is, when will the returns start being distributed? When will the returns start being distributed? That is the 4th question that the guys have been asking me. What? So I'm talking here 5 frequently asked questions to people that are wanting to invest on M5 Chad. Some of you have called me. We've had conversations. Some of you booked some time with me. We've had conversations. So this is question number 4 in terms of popularity. Obviously, a lot of people have been asking questions. And if your question is not answered here, it's either you can give me a call, you can drop it in the comments there, and we will reply to you directly. Remember, this is not about everyone's questions. It's about your questions, because you are the one who is investing. It's your money that you're entrusting with me to go to take it to work. So this is not about what the next person has been asking, because where they are getting their money from is very different than your money. So this is a personal conversation with a personal journey into it, alongside me and my business partners. So the 4th question, when will the returns start being distributed? The returns are going to be distributed, number 1, in this fashion. The first one is that we are going to buy a property, and from the time that we are going to buy that particular property, 4 months from there on, we'll start distributing. So which means that when we get ownership of that property and we've moved in, we start collecting rent from that moment. So 4 months from there, that's when the returns are going to be paid. Remember, this is co-ownership, right? So I can't pay you from anywhere else other than this property that we are buying, or these properties that we are buying. And I'm saying that by the end of this year, we will have bought at least 1 property. We've got 5 on the table right now. Depending on how much we are going to close in the next 10 days, then we might be able to buy more. The banks are also going to be opening soon, so we might have a hybrid in terms of investing. Instead of us just going in cash alone, we can also contribute. We can also bring in the banks, because they are opening up sometime in October. So that might also ease up the pressures there on the amounts of monies that we're going to get. Right. So the first payment will come through from the time that we are going to be buying the first property, the time that we are going to start collecting rent, 4 months from there on, and thereafter every other 4 months. Why are we doing that? Because obviously we would like to stabilize the project. Stabilize the project. It's a new project that we are embarking on. We have never done it before on that project, right? So we always need to understand the dynamics of that project. And obviously we need to have a ramp-up period for our tenants. All right. That's the 4th thing there. Number 5. Question number 5 is, how can I invest? How can I invest? So a lot of people call me and then we have the discussion. Then they say, okay, so what's the next step, right? Now, I want to come back to baby steps, right? If this is your first time hearing me talking about M5 Chapter, like right now, this is your first time, the first thing that you need to do in the comments below, right, there is a link. In that link, you can literally click. When you click, you register. You're going on a waiting list. Once you jump onto the waiting list, you will get an invitation to one of the sessions. This session is coming through. There's one happening tomorrow night. So definitely anyone and everyone that's going to join in before 12 o'clock today, they are going to get, or you will get, your invitation to come through into the session tomorrow, right? If you missed the session that happened a week before last, right, the one that I was telling you about, the one that I was apologizing when I started off, well, you should have already received the replay of that session, right? But you're still also welcome to attend a live session. It will be a very similar presentation from the one that we have sent through to you as a replay. However, but if you want to be in the company of others and you want to be live, awesome stuff, we will then see you tomorrow. We are going to send an invitation with the Zoom link as well. How long is the session? Well, when we have these sessions, it's normally about 45 minutes to an hour at maximum. So that's how much you need to budget to come into that session. And then thereafter, what we'll do is that when you understand how it's going to work, you need to actually apply. You need to send in an application. So we've got a set of questions that we are sending you in this application form. And within that application form, what we're going to do is, depending on your responses, right? Dependent on your responses, we will then approve you or disapprove you, right? So they are declined or approved. Those are the two things, right? Can you rectify? So we declined someone last week, and then they said to us, can I rectify some of these things? Yes, you can. You can rectify some of those things. And obviously, this is to protect the community that we are going to be working with. So in other words, it's not about money alone, guys. I really want us to work with people that understand what property can do. I really want us to understand with people who have the education of the property itself, right? So if you're going for some property education, you understand how this works, you are 50% in, all right? Right, those are the 5 top questions so far that have been asked for the people that are wanting to join an M5 chat. And if you're one of those people, drop in the link and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Any other comments, drop them in the comments there and I will surely be able to answer those. Right, Ketas is from Somerset West. Whoop, whoop. Hey, I hear Somerset West, that's where the millionaires stay. Yeah, Ketas, we see you there, buddy. And Tabi saying she didn't tell us where you are, but a high five to you too. And those are the guys that are online right now as I speak. But for now, I am excited of this, that we are going to go into this journey where we are now co-investing with you. The journey will be more exciting because we're going to be buying exciting projects. I pray that, it's going to be a fruitful journey alongside us. It's been great with my immediate partners, my core team, and we're excited. We're putting together amazing things for us. On the 1st, we're going to have our first meeting on the 1st of October, and we've already been putting together that presentation to make sure that it's pretty clear on which projects we're going to go in. So for me, it is over and out. I will be checking you guys out tomorrow on here. Yeah. Happy Monday and God bless. Cheers. Bye.